Hi, Genevieve Jacobs from Region Media, and we are down at the Garran Surge Centre in the midst of a period of intense activity around vaccination for COVID-19. Jessie Holberton is with me, clinical nurse consultant here at the Surge Centre. And Jessie, we're really wanting to understand what people need to know about vaccination. And the first news is good news, that here in the ACT, vaccination's proceeding pretty well. Our rates are good. You've got a lot of people coming through, haven't you?
We do, yeah. Our vaccination rates are incredible. We're able to service quite a lot of people every single day and every day of the week.
Now, we're at the Surge Centre, but there's a number of places where people can get their vaccinations. Where can they go if they're looking to get vaccinated?
So obviously the Garran Surge Centre has the biggest capacity for Pfizer vaccine in the ACT. We have also opened a vaccination Pfizer hub at the airport in Pialago. There is also the Calvary site which offers AstraZeneca, and a lot of GP clinics are also offering AstraZeneca to the community.
Yeah, and look, I'm actually about to get vaccinated with my GP, and so I'm looking forward to getting that done and put away. So let's go through the procedure. If someone wants to get vaccinated, what's their first port of call? I guess it is their care provider, their own GP, with some questions about their health, their wellbeing, and what they need to know.
Yeah, so obviously with any health-related concerns, your GP will be your first point of call if you need to cover any concerns or any issues you have around your unique health conditions. Talk to your GP about any concerns you have, and then if everything's safe to proceed, make a booking.
So you've made your booking, it's the day of the vaccination. What do you need to do to prepare yourself?
Sure, so I'd recommend having a great breakfast or lunch. Make sure you've had a bite to eat and something to drink before coming in, so you don't feel woozy at all after having an injection. And also, depending on what the current regulations are on mask wearing, come into the centre wearing the mask from the community, and then if a surgical mask is required at the site, then we'll swap over and provide a surgical mask during your time getting vaccinated here.
And people should be aware that they shouldn't be unwell on the day. You need to come in feeling good. Not a good idea to go ahead if you're a bit under the weather.
Exactly. So we want to make sure when you're having your COVID vaccine that you have the best immune response possible. So it's not a good idea to come in if you have any cold or flu-like symptoms, if you're feeling under the weather. If that is the case on the day of your appointment, we can just reschedule it so you have the best response from your body with the vaccine.
So what will happen when you come in, whether it's to Garran, to your GP or one of the other centres? What's the process?
So there's an informed consent process. There's quite a lot of great Commonwealth information that you'll be able to read through to get a really good idea of what the vaccine is, what it does, what to monitor for. Once you are aware of all of that, we'll get consent from you, go through a little bit of a screening process that will include checking whether you've had any other immunisations within the 7-day period, and probably asking some questions on any recent anticoagulant medication, and then just confirming any previous doses you've had of the COVID vaccine as well.
So you mentioned immunisations, and that includes the flu shot, so there is a time lapse around vaccination and the flu shot?
Correct. So if you're going to have the COVID vaccine, it needs to be a 7-day gap between any other immunisation. So that would be your flu shot, or if you need a tetanus booster or a whooping cough type booster, a 7-day period is needed.
So assuming you've ticked all the boxes and everything is proceeding, people do need to wait a little while after they've had their vaccination to make sure that they're okay, and it's not uncommon for people to feel a little bit funny after they've had the shot.
Yeah, so after you've had the shot by your clinician, most people need to wait about a 15-minute time frame to just make sure your body is responding well, nothing else is happening. Sometimes people can feel a little bit queasy or funny, and there's clinicians around that can support you, give you some extra crackers or anything if need be. But the vast majority of people getting the immunisation feel absolutely fine and don't have any complications moving forward.
So this is all really good and reassuring to know, and I guess the other thing that we should add is that this is an intense and difficult time. People are quite anxious, so maybe also show a bit of TLC to staff from Canberra Health, because everyone's working hard to do their best, and a bit of patience, a bit of care, a bit of courtesy goes a long way in this difficult situation.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. We are working very hard to make sure we're giving as many vaccinations as possible in a safe way so that we can protect our community and start moving forward. But we also appreciate the incredible response the Canberra community has had to uptaking the vaccine and making their way through these sites. It's been incredible to be part of.
So I guess to summarise, the message is check with your GP first to make sure that you are suitable for having the vaccinations. There's no other underlying health concerns. You make a vaccination appointment at either one of the government facilities or with your GP. If you're clear to go, you then turn up on the day feeling well and rested, having had a bite to eat in case you sort of feel a little bit queasy afterwards, and making sure that you haven't had a flu shot within a week of that vaccination. When you get the shot itself, you'll need to wait 15 minutes or so to make sure that it goes okay, and then you are good to go. Jessie, thank you so much for taking the time to explain it. I think we can be pretty proud of how things are rolling out here in the ACT with great cooperation from the public, but hats off to all the nursing staff and to everyone in the hospitals and our GP clinics who is making this all happen, and thank you so much for taking the time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I'm Genevieve Jacobs. This is Region Media.